Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the edge of the countryside, lived a poor boy named Jack with his kind but worried mother. Their days were hard, and they had very little money. Their only possession of value was a thin old cow that had stopped giving milk. One morning, Jack's mother looked at him with sad eyes. "Jack," she said, her voice heavy, "we have no food left. You must take the cow to the market and sell her. We need the money to survive." Jack, wanting to help, promised to do his best and set off down the road, leading the cow behind him. Along the way, he met a mysterious old man with a warm, wrinkly smile. "Good day, boy," the man said cheerfully. "I see you have a fine cow there. Would you be willing to trade her for these magic beans?" Jack looked down at the beans in the man's hand. They didn't look particularly special, but there was a twinkle in the old man's eye and a strange magic in his voice that made Jack curious. "Yes," Jack agreed, and without a second thought, he handed over the cow's rope. When Jack returned home, holding only a few beans, his mother was furious. "Magic beans," she cried, her voice filled with despair. "We needed food, not fairy tales." In her anger, she snatched the beans from his hand, threw them out the window, and sent poor Jack to bed without any supper. But that night, while Jack slept, something truly incredible happened. From the very spot where the beans had landed, a giant beanstalk began to grow. It sprouted from the earth and shot upwards, twisting and climbing higher and higher, pushing straight through the clouds until it disappeared from sight. The next morning, Jack woke up and looked out his window. He gasped in amazement. "Mother, look," he shouted, pointing at the colossal plant. A mix of curiosity and bravery filled him, and Jack knew what he had to do. He decided to climb the beanstalk. Up and up he went, climbing through the leaves, past the birds, and into the soft white clouds. When he finally reached the top, he found himself in a strange new land, floating in the sky. Before him stood a castle so huge it seemed to touch the heavens. Jack crept inside quietly and soon met the giant's wife. She looked kind, but her face was etched with worry. "Please help me," Jack begged, his stomach rumbling. "I'm so hungry." The woman's heart softened, and she gave him a piece of bread and a cup of milk, but suddenly her eyes widened in fear. "Hide," she whispered urgently. "My husband is coming." Thump, thump. The ground trembled with each heavy footstep. The giant stomped into the room, his voice a booming roar. "Fee-fee-fo-fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman." Jack held his breath, hidden in a cupboard, as the giant sat down and started counting a huge bag of gold coins. Eventually, the giant's counting turned to snores, and he fell fast asleep. Seizing his chance, Jack tiptoed out, grabbed the bag of gold, and scrambled back down the beanstalk as fast as his legs could carry him. He gave the gold to his mother, and for a while they lived happily. But the gold soon ran out. Driven by need, Jack climbed the beanstalk once more. This time, he found a marvelous goose that laid golden eggs. But as he tried to sneak away with it, the goose let out a loud honk, waking the giant. Jack barely escaped, scrambling down the beanstalk with the giant's angry shouts echoing from above. Later, when times grew hard again, Jack made a third and final trip up the beanstalk. Inside the castle, he discovered a beautiful magic harp that played the most enchanting songs all by itself. As Jack grabbed the harp and ran, its music filled the air, and the giant woke up, roaring with rage. "Stop, thief!" The giant chased him out of the castle and down the beanstalk. Jack slid down as fast as he could, shouting, "Mother, bring an axe, quickly." Just as the giant began his descent, Jack's mother ran out with the axe. Jack took it and chopped at the thick stalk with all his might. Crack! The beanstalk swayed, then fell with a tremendous crash, bringing the giant down with it. He was never seen again. Jack and his mother were finally safe and secure, with the goose that laid golden eggs and the magical singing harp. They lived comfortably for the rest of their days. But Jack never forgot the lessons he learned. He learned to be brave when he needed to be, careful in his choices, and grateful for what he had. He used his good fortune wisely, and they all lived happily ever after. The end. Thanks for listening to this wonderful story. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe for more amazing tales. See you next time.